This is my parents' bedroom and it has looked this way for over 20 years, ever since I was a baby. I'm an interior designer and my boyfriend and I renovated the rest of their house in 1 month last summer, but when I did, their room and master bath were off limits because plumbing needed a lot of help and that could be really time consuming and expensive. But I'm finally getting to renovate them, so I have them out of the house for a little over a week and they only have a few $100s for their budget, so I decided that I'm going to chip in to make it an extreme surprise, so stay tuned to see what I do and to see their reactions. This is my parents' bedroom that I'm going to renovate for them as a surprise. Let's talk about the issues that need to be addressed. First, it needs to be reorganized because there is no space and the furniture right now is falling apart, so they definitely need something new. It needs an extreme deep clean and it needs the wallpaper to be taken off. They need some new organization so that I can stay clean, and my mom needs a place for her jewelry. The bathroom definitely needs flooring. It needs a really good deep cleaning and also some new color in the space. Stay tuned to see my ideas. Here's my plan to renovate my parents' bedroom as a surprise. First, I want to paint the trim and then paint the walls a light gray and then blue at the bottom since they don't have space for a headboard. This will act as one. I want to rotate their bed so it's centered on something. I want to add an area rug and full-length curtains. I want to switch out the closet door for a barn door so there's more space and also put 2 dressers at the end of the bed. I want to give them LED lighting up bedside tables and shelves above those. I want to give my mom a full-length mirror that has storage and LEDs inside of it so she can have real storage for her jewelry. I want to give them lights on either side of the bed and also decor, and then on the other side of the room I want to get my dad a new dresser and put leather poles, and I want to mount the TV on the wall and then more decor, and here is what I want it to look like before versus after. Here's my plan to renovate my parents' bathroom as a surprise. First, I want to paint the walls and the heater white to match the tiles in the shower. I want to add a new light fixture and a new mirror and a new hand towel ring with matching blue towels. I want to use their same soap dispenser and add a toothbrush holder, and on the other side, I want to add 3 shelves for extra storage and decor. I want to add an accent wall since it's the only wall that doesn't have that tile on it, and I want to give them a toilet paper holder and some art and a shower curtain. The flooring is going to be the part that pulls it all together with a nice pattern that has that yellow beige color and all of the blues in it. And then I want to add a small round bath mat to fit the space really nicely. So here's what I want it to look like before versus after. Some of the comments and messages that I got last night were definitely very interesting, but I thought this would be a really fun opportunity for those who are really invested in this renovation to like dive deep into the floor plan. Okay, so here is the floor plan that I proposed. Basically, you walk in the door and there's space for you to walk all the way around into the bathroom, and then they can easily get to either side of their bed. Previously, the bed was on this far wall here and it didn't have as much space to walk through, and my dad had to walk all the way around the room just to get into bed. Another important bit of information is that this is my dad's dresser and my mom needs more space. They have required to keep these sized items, and also the bed, they want to keep their same bed, so all of that has to stay the same. The number one request that I got was to move the dresser from the end of the bed to this wall, and as you can see, if I was to do that, you wouldn't be able to get into the bathroom or that side of the bed. An alternative to that would be to split them up and put one on this wall and one on that wall, but as you can see, it's a really weird design, and again, my dad wouldn't be able to get to his side of the bed. And then of course the next option, they wouldn't fit on that wall either. I also saw a lot of comments of people saying that I should pull the dressers off the bed and like have them in the middle of the space, and I like that idea, but it obviously doesn't fit in this space because it's smaller, and that also negates the fact of my mom being able to finally have a full-length mirror where she can like step back and like look at herself. So there were also a lot of comments saying it's a bad idea to have a bed under a window, and although I understand that, here's what would happen if I moved it off of a window. It's gonna have to be under a window. That's just what they're dealing with. So as far as the floor plan goes, that's literally quite honestly how it has to be, unless I keep it exactly how it was before, which I'm definitely not doing because look at it. So I hope that helps you understand it a little bit more. To kind of ease some of you guys' nerves, my parents' bed is actually adjustable. You can raise it, which I was planning to do to put some storage drawers underneath it for them, but that's still not enough space for all of my mom's clothes. And for those of you who were upset about the flooring in the bathroom, trust me, I am too. My parents specifically requested a peel and stick flooring for the bathroom simply because they've been having so many plumbing issues and other personal reasons that they just didn't want something set in stone. So that's what we're working with. I managed to pick one though that has all of the colors from the bathroom to like pull it together, so it will still look really nice. If you have any more questions or concerns, definitely leave them in the comments. I love to hear them, especially the tips. My parents are finally out of the house. It's time to get renovating. This is how it was left for us. They took some stuff out, which was really nice, and I got the light pre-installed. So first we want to take every single item out because it's going to need a really intense deep clean. This includes anything that was hanging on the wall, anything that was on the windows, even the doors, and then all of the big furniture items. And when we got everything out, I uncovered a lot more of a cleaning job than I initially anticipated. We had to go get some more gear for our safety for cleaning, so next time will be very intense. We are getting started renovating my parents' bedroom and bathroom as a surprise, and when we left off, we found a lot more of a mess than we expected. So this is your warning that this video will not be pleasant. We are not cleaning experts, so we had to do some research, and we started off by sweeping everything into a pile, getting rid of it, and then we vacuumed, and then we used cleaning products. My biggest areas of concern were the windows and the bathroom and the closet because we were a little bit scared of mold and mice droppings. And I will be open and honest and say that this took us a full day. It was a whole lot of work, and when we went to clean out the air conditioner, I found that it wasn't possible to clean it. It was just in too bad of shape, and knowing my dad's asthma, I had to get rid of it, so I'll be buying them a new one. So before anyone leaves any comments, I want to remind you that you never know what someone is going through, and someone else in the comment section could be going through that same situation, and it takes a whole lot of vulnerability to let someone else clean and renovate your space for you, and a lot more vulnerability to allow millions of people to watch that process happen. So instead of judging, it's important to help people when they need help. But here's how it is looking. It is a whole lot better. We're going to have to re-clean after we remove the wallpaper because that is so messy, but at least now it's in a nice safe place for us to keep working, and I'm really excited to get started with actual renovations. My parents' room is cleaned out, it's time to work on the wallpaper, and this is so satisfying. We got a plastic sprayer and filled it with warm water, and then we completely soaked different areas of the wall. As long as it's saturated enough, it's basically just paper, so it scrapes right off the wall, and it is so satisfying to watch. Once we got it all off, we used a sanding stick with some drywall sandpaper, and we sanded down everything just to make sure that it was smooth, and we also filled any bumps in the wall and then re-sanded after that once it was dry. This was surprisingly fun, and now the walls are prepped and ready for paint. Last time for my parents' surprise bedroom and bathroom renovation, we removed all of the wallpaper and prepped the walls for paint. Before we got started painting, I wanted to make sure everything was cleared out, and that includes the bathroom flooring, so we started to remove that. And I knew that this flooring was going to be thin, but I was actually shocked at how thin it was. It was quite literally paper. So even though they want us to install a peel and stick for them so they can access the plumbing better, it's still going to be a lot higher quality than this. And when I went to open the windows so that we could have better ventilation while painting, I realized that there was a lot more of a mess in the windows that I didn't even notice before. So I went ahead and cleaned those out, and we scrubbed them with some cleaner too. Before we started priming everything, I wanted to refinish the heaters just like we did downstairs, and that worked really well, but that was a very long process, so I'll make a separate reel for that on Instagram. And then we took some of this stuff and we put it over literally every single inch of this place because we're going to use a paint sprayer for the mold and mildew primer. We're using a paint sprayer because we literally want to cover every single wall, all of the trim, the doors, literally every single thing. So that very satisfying video will be coming next. It is time to paint my parents' bedroom, and I am paint spraying every single surface with primer. We're using the mold and mildew primer from Kills, and this will just help to prevent any of whatever was happening before from happening again. Once that was all dry, I went in with this trim and door paint, and I went ahead and painted all of the trim in the room. I gave it 2 coats. The bright white look just makes it look so clean, and it matches the rest of the house. After we finished painting that and the ceiling, we went in and we taped everything off, and then we used a light gray color on the top half of the walls. Having that cool tone will really help to make the space feel a lot cleaner than it did previously with all of that staining. And then once that dried, we went ahead and taped a line across the wall, and I painted the bottom half of the wall and the accent wall in the bathroom. The blue color was exactly what I wanted. It just came out so perfect. It's the perfect amount of warmth and coolness. And having this darker part will not only make the room feel a lot more cozy and homey, but it will push the light gray above it farther away from the eye so it looks bigger. And that's where we're at. It is time to address my parents' closet because organization is going to be the thing that makes this renovation last. So after we cleaned it out, we went ahead and painted it, and then we needed to get a sliding door because a regular door would not fit. And even though they're not trending, like I know a lot of you guys have mentioned, my parents love barn doors, so I think they'll be really excited. This one took a while to put together, and we definitely made a lot of mistakes along the way, but we finally got it up and I'm so excited with how it turned out. I'm adding some closed drawers to the bottom so that they can have all of that storage, but it will be concealed and look organized. And then I'm also adding some hampers on either side. These ones are really skinny so they can pull them out really easily. On the top, I'm adding some storage bins. These will just give them even more storage for the things that don't fit down below. And I'm giving them these black felt hangers because they will help them save space in that small closet and keep their clothes from falling down to the bottom. And of course, a new ironing board for my mom since I got rid of the one that was hanging on the door. And this is what it is looking like. I'm so happy with it so far. I'm going to add some lights to it when I'm done with everything else, but I think this will really help to keep them organized. More updates are happening to my parents' room, so I installed some blackout curtains and I laid out the rug so it has time to flatten out, and it is just so pretty. So I did not plan for a headboard because the bed that they have has like a remote and it moves, and they saved up for it a while back, and so with that and also having a window wall, I had nothing to attach a headboard to. But I saw all of your comments and I agree, I do want a headboard, so I went browsing at a local thrift store and this is what I found. It was $10 and it was not the wood tone that I wanted, so I sanded it all down and I restained it to match the dressers with this gel cherry stain, which I love, and then I gave it a few coatings to make sure it was good to go, and I'm really happy with it. But now to attach it. So I had an idea to cut a wood block and we attached that to the stud in the wall, and then we attached the headboard to that. This way there's room for the curtains to function normally behind the headboard, but it still allows their bed to move, so the headboard is literally just staying put where it is. I don't know about you guys, but I'm in love. And we added in the new air conditioner, and this one comes with a remote, which I know they're going to love so they don't have to get up, and I know this will be so much better than before for my dad's breathing. We are making so much progress for my parents' bedroom. We added in the bed, which I don't have footage of because that was an absolute beast, and we also added in the bedside tables that light up. I didn't want them to have to climb behind the headboard to be able to access the outlets, so I gave them each a power bank attached to the floor next to their bedside tables. Then I added the very controversial dressers to the end of the bed, and I also got my dad's dresser in the mail, and it came in with all of the pieces broken, and we just could not get those pieces to work, so thankfully Target had something in stock that was very similar, and I went and picked that up, and I added the leather poles to that because I know my dad will love them. On the headboard wall, I added some floating shelves, which were actually very easy to install. I was very impressed with that, but adding these to that wall will really help to make the room feel bigger because your eyes will move around the space instead of just looking at the window in the center. And we are still going, so I added a light fixture above the bed like my mom had requested, and since there was nothing hardwired up there, I just concealed the cords with some cord covers. I strung the covers behind the curtain, and then I attached the little switch to the side of my mom's headboard so that way she can turn it on and off really easily. Lastly, we took the doors outside and we used our paint sprayer to put some primer on them, and then I brought them in and I used some trim and door paint on them. And once they were all dry, we reinstalled them and I gave them some new door handles that are so much more of an upgrade than what they had before. It is time to make final touches to my parents' bedroom, so let's focus on all of the lighting that's in here. First, of course, are the light up bedside tables. They switch color. I don't know why it looks so funny on camera, but I also labeled the little remotes for them so they don't get lost. And then for some more colorful lighting on the other side of the room, I put some LEDs on the back of the TV that they already had. We mounted that onto the wall using a swivel mount so they can still access the thermostat that's behind it. Of course, there's the overhead lighting that I added last time, and then there are some side table lamps that are dimmable, which which I really love. And I also added this fun little guy on my dad's dresser for some extra ambiance. I added some closet lighting as well, just because that is in a darker corner, and I thought this was a great opportunity to demonstrate to you guys why I put the handle on that side of the door. Basically, if it were on the left side, it would be really tucked into that corner, so going all the way there could risk them stubbing their toe or hitting their leg on my dad's bedside table. And this is really easy, they can just push it back when they're on their way out. But anyways, my favorite part I have been waiting for is the light up jewelry mirror that I got from my mom. I know she's gonna freak out when she sees this. She always complains about how she wishes she had a full-length mirror and her jewelry was stored on push pins before, so this is definitely an upgrade. Bathroom tomorrow and their reaction on Sunday. Here is everything that we have done for my parents' bathroom as part of their surprise bed and bath renovation. First, we had the light fixture installed for us, and after we scrubbed everything down, we primed everything with a mold and mildew primer to make sure that none of this happens again. We painted the walls white to make it feel bigger, and then I added a fun blue accent wall, same as the bedroom. After we got all of the old flooring ripped up, we went ahead and installed the new flooring, which, even though they requested something temporary so they can access the plumbing, this one is still really nice. It brings out all of the colors, and it gives a lot of life to this small space. I added in a new mirror, and we also added some trim to the new drywall, and I decided to make a little bit of a change to my original plan, and I put the shelves on the mirror wall because when I was going to install them, I saw that they fit perfectly there, and it makes it seem so much bigger when you walk into the bathroom because it accents the horizontal space on that wall, and not to mention it makes it a lot easier for them to reach things. I gave them a shower caddy so they have a place for their things, and I also put in a shower curtain, and the floor was a little bit uneven outside of the shower, so we put a little border there just to make sure that no water seeps through and causes any damage. I added a really fun swirl art print that gives the same vibes as their bedroom rug, and I also added a toothbrush holder that almost matches perfectly. I gave my mom one of these hair tool holders for her like hair dryer and stuff, and I also gave them a toilet paper holder since they didn't previously have one. I put the new hand towel to the left of the sink, and I added a round bath mat, which I totally recommend for small bathrooms like this, and of course a textured trash can for some beach vibes. Then I put in all of the different decor and organizers onto the shelves and some personal touches, and I added the towels, of course, and the bathroom is ready to be revealed. I'm Emily, I'm an interior designer, and this is my boyfriend Dylan. We renovate spaces as a surprise, and we just finished renovating my parents' bedroom and bathroom, so let's take a look at that entire process. To start, we had to get all of the 20-year-old furniture pieces out of there and clean, and this cleaning was the toughest cleaning job that we have faced yet. I think it's really easy for people to leave their private spaces on the back burner when they're overwhelmed, and there was a lot of stuff in here that needed to be completely replaced because of their condition. Once we finished cleaning things, we took down all of the wallpaper and prepped the walls for paint. We primed everything with a mold and mildew primer, we painted the trim and the doors, and we painted two tones on the wall to make sure it kept a cozy and grounded feeling, but the cool tone makes it feel a lot cleaner. We installed a barn door to save space for their closet and gave them some organization so hopefully it can stay clean. We gave them a new air conditioner for their breathing, and we gave them some cozy full-length curtains and a beautiful area rug. We made a DIY headboard that comes off the wall so they can use the curtains behind it, and some fun light-up bedside tables, and also some dressers at the end of the bed to match the headboard. We got my dad a new dresser and put some leather pulls on it, and also we got some shelving for storage and a light-up mirror for my mom to store all of her jewelry. We added all different types of lighting to this space so it can stay bright for them, and also some ambient lighting as well, and then we moved on to the bathroom. We sanded away any mold and mildew and scrubbed it clean before priming. We painted the entire bathroom including the heaters, and we added an accent wall. We switched out the bathroom flooring, gave their shower some finishing touches, and added a round bath mat. We gave them a bit of organization in there as well with some interesting solutions and storage shelves. We gave them new lighting, a new mirror, and places for all of their items, and some personal touches as well. We are so excited to show you all of the before and afters and my parents' reaction. It will be live on my YouTube channel tomorrow.